Greetings, sir. Myself Harsh, and my topic for this assignment is indemnity. In simple words, we can say that indemnity means to make loss good. Section 124 of Indian Contract Act define indemnity as a contract by which one party promises to save the other from loss caused to him by the conduct of the promiser himself or by the conduct of any other person is called a contract of indemnity. Example of indemnity is like दो पार्टीज होती है ए और बी. ए बी को प्रॉमिस करता है कि जो भी उसको अगले 1 ईयर तक कुछ भी लॉस होगा 10,000 तक का तो वो ए सफ़र करेगा. दिस इज़ एग्जाम्पल ऑफ इंडेमनिटी. फर्दर देयर आर 2 definitions: Indian definition which includes human activity and English definition which includes human plus non-human activities both. There is case law for both the definitions, which is Gajanan Moreshwar versus Moreshwar Madan. Year of this case is 1942. In this, Bombay High Court held that the definition under section 124 is not exhaustive. It includes cases arising from accident non-dependent on human beings like marine insurance or fire insurance. Further, all types of insurance are contract of indemnity except life insurance. There is a case law which is New India Assurance Company Limited versus State Trading Corporation of India. Further, there are essentials of indemnity. There are 5 essentials of indemnity. First is contract of indemnity must fulfill essentials of valid contract, which is given in section 2H and 10 of Indian Contract Act. Examples like person must be competent, object must be lawful, etc. Second, there must be promise to save the other party from loss. Third, the loss may be due to conduct of promiser or any other party. There is case law which we have earlier explained, Gajanan Moreshwar versus Moreshwar Madan, which includes non-human activity also. Fourth, contract of indemnity can be expressed or implied. There are case laws like Dugdale versus Lovering. Year of this case is 1875. Secretary of State for India in Council versus Bank of India Limited. And third is Adamson versus Jarvis. Year of this case is 1827. In Adamson versus Jarvis, there are 2 parties, A and B, and there is auctioneer. A auctioneer के पास जाता है कि उसको हॉर्स ऑक्शन करना है. ऑक्शनियर हॉर्स का ऑक्शन कर देता है. फिर ऑक्शनियर को पता चलता है कि जो हॉर्स का रियल ओनर है वो ए नहीं बी है. बी ऑक्शनियर के ऊपर केस फाइल कर देता है. ऑक्शनियर को बहुत लॉस सफ़र करना पड़ता है तो ए के ऊपर लाइबिलिटी आ जाती है ऑफ इम्प्लाइड इंडेमनिटी. फिफ्थ एसेंशियल्स ऑफ इंडेमनिटीज, देयर आर 2 पार्टीज ऑफ इंडेमनिटी: इंडेमनीफायर हु इज़ प्रोमिसर एंड इंडेमनीफाइड हु इज़ प्रोमिसी. Further, we have time of commencement of indemnifier's liability. For this, we have a case law which is Osman Jamal and Sons Limited versus Gopal Purshoham. The year of this case is 1929 and this was case of Kolkata High Court. In this case, Kolkata High Court stated that indemnifier's liability begins as soon as his liability has become absolute and can be compelled to make good other parties' loss. High Court of Hyderabad and Patna agreed to the above statement. Further, we have rights of indemnity holder which is defined under section 125 of Indian Contract Act. There are 3 rights of indemnity holder. First is all damages which may be compelled to pay in any suit in respect of any matter to which the promise to indemnifies applies in this। इसमें ये हुआ था कि जो भी सूट फाइल हुआ है उसमें कोई भी डैमेजेस हुए हैं उसको पे करने की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इंडेमनीफायर की होती है। सेकंड, ऑल कॉस्ट which he may be compelled to pay in any such suit if in bringing or defending it he did not contravene the orders of the promisor and acted as it would have been prudent for him to act in the absence of any contract of indemnity, or if the promisor authorized him to bring or defend the suit। in this, इसमें ये होता है कि जो भी सूट फाइल हुआ है कोर्ट में उसमें फाइल करने की जो भी कॉस्ट होती है, लाइक लॉयर्स फीस हो गई, कोर्ट की फ़ीस हो गई, उसको पे करने की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इंडेमनीफायर की होती है। थर्ड, ऑल सम्स विच ही मे हैव पेड अंडर द टर्म्स ऑफ एनी कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ और एनी सच सूट इफ़ द कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ वॉज नॉट कॉन्ट्रैरी to the orders of the promisor and was one which it would have been prudent for the promisee to make in the absence of any contract of indemnity, or if the promisor authorized him to compromise the suit। इसमें ये होता है कि कोई भी केस है वो डायरेक्टली कोर्ट में फाइल नहीं कर सकते, कभी कभी इंडिविजुअल्स अपने बेसिस पे कॉम्प्रोमाइज़ कर लेते हैं थ्रू आर्बिट्रेशन। There are two ways. First is when contract is contrary, and second is when indemnifier has power to settle the case by himself only। Further, a contract of guarantee is a contract to perform the promise or discharge the liability of a third person in case of his default। This is contract of guarantee, which is defined under section 126 of Indian Contract Act। We have stated that contract of guarantee is equal to contract of indemnity plus contract of contingent contract। We have stated that from the above statement we have contract of indemnity and contract of guarantee difference। In indemnity there are two parties, or we can say that we have dual party system। in guarantee we have three parties, or we can say that it is three party system। In indemnity there is simple contract or single contract। in guarantee there are three contracts। in indemnity liability of indemnifier is primary। in guarantee liability of surety is secondary। In indemnity main purpose is to compensate for the loss and not perform the loss। in guarantee main purpose is to discharge the liability। Further, there are three parties of contract of guarantee। First is principal debtor जो रुपए देती है, second is creditor जो principal debtor से रुपए लेता है, and third is surety। अगर क्रेडिटर प्रिंसिपल डेटर के रुपए वापस नहीं रीपे नहीं कर पाता तो श्योरिटी की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी होती है कि जो रुपए क्रेडिटर ने प्रिंसिपल डेटर से लिए हैं उसको रीपे करने की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी श्योरिटी की होती है। फर्दर, लाइबिलिटी ऑफ श्योरिटी सेकेंडरी इन नेचर एंड कंटीजेंट इन नेचर। इसका मतलब है, सेकेंडरी का मतलब है कि अगर क्रेडिटर प्रिंसिपल डेटर के रुपए वापस नहीं कर पाता तो फिर वो श्योरिटी की लाइबिलिटी हो जाती कि उसके पैसे वापस रिफ़ंड करे। और कंटीजेंट इन नेचर का मतलब ये है कि जब क्रेडिटर डिफ़ॉल्ट में आ जाता है तो श्योरिटी प्रिंसिपल डेटर के रुपए वापस रीपे करती है अगर कोई सर्टेन इवेंट हैपन हुआ हो तो। फर्दर, एक्सटेंट ऑफ श्योरिटीज लाइबिलिटी इज इक्वल टू एक्सटेंट ऑफ लाइबिलिटी ऑफ क्रेडिटर। इसका मतलब है कि अगर क्रेडिटर ने 50,000 रुपये लिए हैं प्रिंसिपल डेटर से तो श्योरिटी को भी 50,000 रुपये ही देने पड़ेंगे। और अगर अनलेस देयर इज़ अ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट टू कॉन्ट्रैरी, इस केस में अगर सपोज़ करो क्रेडिटर ने प्रिंसिपल डेटर से 50,000 रुपये लिए हैं और जब कॉन्ट्रैक्ट हुआ है तो श्योरिटी ने कहा है कि वो 25,000 की ही गारंटी लेता है तो श्योरिटी 50,000 नहीं देगा, 25,000 ही देगा। थैंक यू।